Hey guys, Recruiter Preston here and welcome back to another video. In this video, let's talk about some of the most common mistakes I see recruiters doing. This can apply to both established recruiters and new recruiters. And it's been coming up again so often that, hey, I think we should just make a video and address these. Feel free to support a fellow recruiter. Give us a like, subscribe, click that bell. It honestly means a lot. It gives us the energy and focus to make these videos just for you. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Preston. I'm a professional recruiter. Been doing so for almost a decade. I now run a 7-figure recruitment agency. I started my career in 2014, worked my way up from 300 recruiters to one of the top recruiters, making over $500,000 on my own desk. I then decided to start working for myself in 2015. I started the first several years as a solo recruiter, doing awesome placements, $500,000 again on my desk without any handouts, traveling, living the good life. And then now we are focused on building a team and scaling. And since then, we've already grossed well over multiple 7 figures worth of placements. And we are now a trusted partner to some of the most well-known companies in the US, early stage VC-backed startups to Fortune 500 companies as well. So let's get into it. Mistake number one is you gotta just stop wasting money and time on unnecessary expenses and tools. If you don't have any legitimate or traditional training or really any sort of training of that kind, you will quickly be overwhelmed with all of the options out there. There's a million other ATSs, a million of CRMs, a million plugins, a million this, lead generation, email automation, all of that stuff. And what's going to happen is most likely you'll get overwhelmed and you'll just keep going in circles over and over again, losing money, trying out these things, trying out products that you think are actually gonna help you when in fact they don't, or they might be way more expensive than what you actually should be using, or they're actually a lot more robust, full of all these features that you actually don't really need. Just further wasting time and money instead of just learning what you need right now with absolute clarity, right? You just don't know what you don't know. Recruiting is one of those things where like you feel like you're doing well, but then if someone looks at you from a third-party perspective, someone who's been trained or has been in this business for long enough or had reached a certain level of success, and they look at you like, you know what, there's so many ways that you can optimize your way of doing things and you just don't know until you need someone else to tell you what to do. You think you might have the right solutions, you think you might be a hot shot making $100,000, $200,000, but what if with the right workflow and optimization, automation, you should actually be making $300,000 to $500,000 or maybe $700,000? Are you struggling with getting responses from clients? Are you an established recruiter who is struggling to break 6 figures and beyond? Are you looking to start recruiting part-time and you don't know how? Do you feel burned out and stuck spending hours and hours each day in manual tasks like sourcing and outreaching and feeling like you have no time to actually run and grow your business? I am absolutely happy to announce that we have launched our own recruitment, educational, and coaching program to help you on your journey. We made sure that everything I've learned in the past 10 years, the tips, the strategies that really helped me build multiple 7 figures of placements on my own desk with some of the best companies in the world will be included in there. We'll also be including things like how you can build an acquisition system that brings in clients every month to your agency hands-free, how you can maximize the probability of a positive close during negotiations, how you can automate and outsource your day-to-day operations so that you don't have to spend hours per day researching or sourcing, how you can figure out the new and modern way to scale your agency that minimizes risk and maximize your upside potential. And we've also included much, much more. The best thing about this is not only will you be getting amazing content, but we will also handhold you and be with you every step of the way to make sure that you are held accountable and you crush your goals. We'll also share with you our own tech stack, tools, and plugins we actually use, plus everything else we know about automation and AI to help you save time, work smarter, and not be a slave to your business. The exciting news is that we've actually rolled this out to a select few people earlier this year, and I'm excited to see them well on the way to multiple 6 figures, with some breaking $30,000 to $50,000 per month already. So if you're interested to be a successful recruiter that can dominate in any market conditions, make sure you click on the link below to chat with another member of our team, and we're happy to chat with you to see if we can help you out. Make sure you jump on this really quickly. See you on the other side. You just don't know what you don't know. So it's really, really important to also be humble and be willing to just have an open mind and hear other people's point of view. Recruiting is one of those things where it's not technical. You don't need an advanced degree to become a recruiter. And conceptually, it's easy. It's like, oh, I just need to like find a company, find a candidate, and you just kind of muscle your way in there. But you can do it and you can burn bridges and you can do it the hard way, which is still possible to make a lot of money. But if there's a right way or easy way or a proper way where you can do things where you don't have to work as much or you can spend less and still get the same same results or more. Wouldn't you agree or be interested? I totally would. The second thing is that you gotta stop thinking recruiting is easy, okay? It's so easy to be a recruiter. It's so easy to start a recruitment agency, to call yourself a president or a CEO on a LinkedIn profile. But is it easy consistently making 6 figures, multiple 6 figures, consistently for 3, 5, 10 years straight? No, it's not, because if it was, everyone would be doing it, right? There's a huge difference between 6 figures, multiple 6 figures, 7 figures, and those who can't even break 6 figures, or those that are struggling making the $30,000 to $60,000. In my opinion, if you don't know how you can constantly make $100,000 to $150,000 a year to $500,000 on your own desk, no employees, no VAs, there is something wrong or a misalignment, meaning there's a lot more room of improvement. It could be a huge knowledge or skills gap. You might think, oh, I've been a recruiter for 5, 10, 20 years. I know how to do everything. Do you? Like, things are changing really, really fast. And if you are as good as you think you are, why aren't you making $500,000 on your own desk, right? There could be a huge misalignment. Like, maybe your workflow, maybe you're just doing things wrong. Maybe you're doing things that take 20 steps when it really should take only 5 steps. Maybe you are not even automating, right? Maybe you're not really efficient using the right tools or plugins. Maybe you're just stuck in all these manual tasks that because of it, you go way slower and it takes you way longer to do something than someone like me can go way faster and quicker because I'm leveraging technology and automation. You just don't know what you don't know. And it's very easy to lump recruiting as one of those things that anyone can do. It's kind of like anyone can be good at math. Really? Anyone can really be good at physics. Really? Or anyone can be a software engineer making $1 million a year. If it was that easy, everyone would be doing it. But is that the truth? No. And if you're not where you want to go, you got to look in the mirror and ask yourself why, right? Typically, there's some sort of foundation mishap, misalignment, a lot of room that you need to, fill up with new learnings and wisdoms and understanding. The next thing is a lot of people think you need a team, you need a big team to make multiple 6 figures or 7 figures. Here's the truth. You don't, okay? You don't need it at all. Why? Because I personally have done it myself. I've every single year made $500,000 at least minimum on my own desk with no handouts. But even the first 4 or 5 years working for myself, it was as a solo recruiter, right? I didn't have VAs, I didn't have employees. And even though, yes, like a lot of people will be like, well, I'm gonna push back on you, Preston. Your lifestyle was probably difficult. You're probably burning out. Yes, that's true. It was very difficult to plug away. I didn't really have a business. I was just like a very, very, very high performing freelancer or solo recruiter. Yes, I get that. But wouldn't you kind of want to get there first to figure out what you need to do to get there? I think that's kind of a good problem to have. And then you can figure out how to optimize and scale and get your life back, right? But what would you have, right? So would you rather be solo and have a very small team performing really high revenue with really high margins? Or would you rather have like a larger team, a mid-sized team, making like the same revenue but lower margins? And then you got the more drama, you got payroll, you got benefits, you got culture, you got just more politics. I mean, honestly, what would you prefer? I think it's very funny for people to be like, oh, success means I need to have a big company. But do you really? I think, as impressive as it is, and there's no shade at all with people with big companies. I want to grow my agency and launch new businesses as well and try new things in the future, right? I get that. But there's also something beautiful about having a well-oiled small business that's extremely profitable and you're living like an amazing life, no stress, no drama, cash is coming in, candidates are happy, clients are happy. Like, who wouldn't want that? So my point is, why skip that? Why go from solo to like having a 20-person empire or 200? Enjoy the solo, enjoy the having 1 or 2 employees and maybe a team of 5. Make sure that everyone becomes optimized, right? Everyone's doing at least $200,000 to $400,000 and just crushing it instead of just struggling and the margins are really low and you have to bring on all this additional overhead and expense to support your business, and you may not love it at the end of the day. So I want to challenge you. Like, what I believe everyone should do in recruiting is, first and foremost, learn and master the fundamentals yourself. If you can't do that, how are you going to grow a team? Especially in a recruitment organization where it's very sales oriented, the sales leader needs to also experience what it's like in the trenches. Because if he cannot perform, or if he or she cannot perform at a really high level, how can he command the respect or manage adequately a newbie who is supposed to do those duties? Like, if you don't know how to do it, how are you effectively going to teach and manage it, right? That's just my opinion. And so you have to master the fundamentals first, and then you can be an amazing leader so that they look up to you as an inspiration instead of you just being like, do this, do this, do this, and you have no idea how to do that. And you're just really banking on, to make a lot of money, I just need to hire a lot of employees and pray to God that my training is good enough, right? It's possible, super risky, and high chance of things going wrong. Might as well just be smart and learn the tools yourself. If you can't, again, regardless of a year's clear 200 to 500,000, that really is your goal, because once you're able to do that, then you're like, you know what, I can now duplicate myself in somebody else. If you don't know the basics and you're making zero and you expect someone to come in and you're gonna train them and you expect them to make $500,000 a year, I mean, if that person's brand new, especially with no previous recruiting experience, it's gonna be a wild, absolutely wild ride, and save yourself a headache. Just learn the fundamentals yourself and know you do not need a big team to live a good life in recruiting. The next thing is overthinking everything, right? Like when you come in, there's so many things to think about, so many directions to go to when it comes to starting a business, let alone a recruitment one. But in business, guys, action is everything, okay? What you do and where you are in your life in the future is a result of the decisions that you make right now. So if you have goals, if you have dreams, if you have vision, you're never gonna get there if you never commit any action. Simple as that. You can overthink everything. You can always intentionally go and try to find everything wrong and nitpick and try to find a reason not to do anything, but you're never gonna go anywhere. You're just not gonna move forward. If anything, you're just gonna stay in your same situation over and over and over again. So when it comes to this business model or this recruitment agency, right? Stop worrying and nitpicking about the business model, the website. Is the sentence make sense? Is the color good? The agreement, seeking perfection? You need to do action, because the more action that you do, the better data you will receive from the market. And that is fundamentally what you need to make a decision on, not what you think the market needs, okay? You go out there, keep it simple, pick one business model, go out there, put in the reps, you'll get better. If you find ways to tweak it or change it, then change something along the way. Don't constantly seek perfection, because if you do, you're just never going to reach it, and therefore you're never gonna start, and you're never gonna get closer to any of the goals that you set out for. So my challenge to you is make sure that you commit and you do action now. Let the feedback of the raw real-time data tell you what to do, and you just follow that, okay? And where you need to level up or fix, change, all of that is in the data alone. The last but not least is there is a cost of time. People tend to just underestimate the cost, that there is in fact any cost of time. So what I mean by that is you can do a lot in weeks and months. If you're starting out something and you don't really know what to do, like 1,000%, you don't have really legit previous experience, you can try to figure it out. You can try to muscle it through. But if you do that, most likely you'll end up wasting so much more time. You'll probably end up spending so much more money than you normally would have. But most importantly, you're gonna create really bad habits that's gonna take really a long time for you to unpackage, because once you create a habit, it's a habit, right? You're gonna have to deprogram yourself, unlearn, relearn. You just don't wanna go through the hassle. But if you find the right framework, the right solution, and then you take action, you'd be surprised where your life, business, career would be literally in a couple days, a week, 2 or 3 weeks, 5 weeks from now, if you execute, right? And the emphasis is on execution. It's easy to feel that time is unlimited. Oh, I'm gonna do this a week from now, or I'm gonna try to find the right solution a month from now, or 3 months from now. But if you start right now with the right framework, 3 months from now, your life and business can be completely different, or you can be in a completely different mindset or situation right now. And you can just be like, oh, what if future's gonna come, I'm gonna be here 3 months, there's always time to start something. With that mindset, you'll just never start anything, or it's very, very difficult to start anything and move forward. So guys, even though life is long, life can also be very, very fast. And if you're ambitious and you wanna do things, even a couple days, why waste that? Life is precious. Make the most of every minute and every week and every month. If you want the reward of being a business owner, you have to also be willing to take the calculated risks. Without the big swings, you're never gonna win. Without the action execution, you're never gonna get a step closer to your goal. So commit, take action, believe in yourself, and you'll do awesome. So guys, I hope you like this video. If you wanna see more like it, let me know. We got a couple really exciting videos coming up that we're gonna be making just for you, but really appreciate your time and really want the best for you guys, and we'll see you on the next one.